Hello again. I thought that I might look at a few figures comparing how much the government spends on pensioners, most of whom have paid taxes and national insurance contributions for 40 years or more, and the amount which an asylum seeker, who has paid nothing at all into the system, has spent on him. The full basic state pension in Britain is just over £140 a week, or roughly £7,000 a year. The government, of course, refused recently to honour their manifesto pledge to raise it in line with wages, breaking what is known as the triple lock. Disgusting piece of meanness. What about asylum seekers? How much is paid to keep them? Well, trawling through a report by the National Audit Office tells us the astonishing truth. As viewers know, many refugees and asylum seekers, the people most of us call illegal immigrants, are being put up in hotels, and the government foots the bill. According to the National Audit Office, on page 35 of a report that they produced, to which as usual I give a link in the description to this video, and I quote, "Between September and December 2019, the department paid £15 million for people in hotels and other contingency accommodation." Elsewhere in the report, we're told how many people this was for, around 1,300. A quick calculation soon tells us that each of those people had £11,500 spent on their accommodation for those 3 months between September and December 2019. So, on the one hand, we have pensioners who have paid into the system, getting £7,000 a year, and on the other, people who have not paid in a single penny and whose needs are met to the tune of £11,500 each in just 3 months. Please don't take my word for this, but look at the National Audit Office report for yourselves. Just to underline the point, old people who cannot afford to heat their homes on the one hand, and on the other, people living in hotels and being sent takeaways each day, paid for by your taxes, of course. At the weekend, another 500 illegal immigrants landed in Kent. The numbers are beginning to pick up now that the warmer weather is arriving. Again, just to remind viewers, these people are coming from France, which is perfectly safe, and there is nothing at all to stop them from applying for asylum there. This means, and there is not the slightest doubt about this, not any room for debate, that literally not one of the people in their small boats is fleeing danger or oppression. It is, of course, a try-on, and they are simply shopping around Europe for the best place to start a new life. Who can blame them if they think that this is Britain? I've been asked before what my own answer to this problem is, and it's really quite simple. I would just return them to France and then make it a law that applications for asylum had to be made from outside the United Kingdom. This would entail Britain withdrawing from the 1951 Refugee Convention and changing their own laws, but I think this is now an emergency. Declaring a state of emergency and using special powers would bring it home to people that the party is over. I do not see the government taking such steps, but they could if they wished. In other words, it would be perfectly possible to deal with this crisis by resolute action.